Welcome, everyone, to the first independent episode of Cake and Violence, the Now podcast. Ha! We promised you a season 2, and here we are to give it. I am, as always, your hostess with the mostest, the king of professional wrestling, Cole Cake, joined by my lovely compatriot, as always, the Lord of Hardcore, Tyler Violence. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good, man. How are you?
I am doing phenomenal. I am very excited to start the new era of Cake and Violence. Season 2 is here, and it is 100% independent. We are here in Cake and Violence Studios. We have a camera set up so we can talk directly to you now. We have our laptops as always, and we even got a new tech producer. Say hi, tech producer.
Hi, Scott. Hello. I don't know if you heard that.
No one in the audience hear it. He said hello. Scoot McLevin is our tech person today, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, today we want to introduce. We're doing a little bit different with Cake and Violence this year. The podcast we're going to be trying to do it more segmental kind of situation. So today, we're going to be talking about Survivor Series because ya boys, Cake and Violence, will be there live and in person Survivor Series. So, how hype are you for this pay-per-view? I'm so excited.
I'm pretty stoked, man. I don't think I've actually been to a WWE event since I was, 11, 12, something like that. It's been a long time, and I've never been to a pay-per-view. So I'm extremely hyped for this.
Yeah, I've never been to a pay-per-view. I've been to a bunch of events. I've been to I've been to house shows and I've been to Raw tapings and stuff like that.
I went to a SmackDown taping one year.
Well, I went to the I can't remember if it was a Raw or SmackDown, the Edge Appreciation Night one. I have the shirt from that.
Oh man,
I have the Edge Appreciation. Cause they didn't announce it was the best part is that they didn't announce it. Edge just kind of showed up after the show was over. Edge's music just hit. And the whole place exploded. I was like, oh, it was ridiculous. And everyone was screaming and stuff. And, yeah, so I'm super excited. We have a pretty stacked lineup. We're going to go up the card. We don't seem to know, it doesn't say that there's a pre-show match. They haven't announced anything yet, so I'm assuming.
Wow.
All
I know is we're supposed to be there for 7 is what it said.
Yeah, doors open at 7. So if anyone watching at home, if you want to see your boys, Cake and Violence, we will be there. We'll sign autographs if you want it.
I don't know why.
I don't know why you'd want it, but if you want it, we will provide it.
Yeah, I'll sign.
Also,
I'll sign anything, babies.
I got a haircut. Isn't that interesting?
I didn't.
He did not. Also, we acquired a new fan. We met Jack Gallagher, so that's a thing. That was cool. Cake and Violence is now officially sponsored by Jack Gallagher. Not officially sponsored by Jack Gallagher. Moving up the card, Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto. The winner of this match gets not only the Cruiserweight Championship,
they get the whole brand.
But they also get the whole brand.
The whole Cruiserweight division goes to either Raw or SmackDown.
So with the inclusion of WWE 205, that's going to be happening after SmackDown instead of Talking Smack.
Okay.
What do you think happens with this match with Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto?
Well, it's hyped in a way that it sounds like Kalisto's going to win it. Sounds like they're going to go to SmackDown. I don't want that.
Okay. Why?
Well, that takes away from SmackDown. SmackDown's only 2 hours, and you're cramming in so much as is that if they have to then throw in a Cruiserweight match every week, the Cruiserweight will just be destroyed.
Right.
The entire vision will just be crushed.
I kind of agree. It's weird for me because I don't understand why they're bringing in WWE 205 as a show if they're also going to have a division on this. If they're going to have a division on one of the two shows and also a Cruiserweight show and also the Cruiserweight Classic, why does it need to be on either SmackDown or Raw? Why can't it just be why can't it be its own thing like NXT is its own thing, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, the timing is weird for me because and we were talking about this the other day. Talking Smack has been doing so well. It's a great idea that they came up with the talk show situation, and they've been using it excellently for pushing stories forward and that whole segment with The Miz and Daniel Bryan and all that.
Yeah.
But now they seem to at every opportunity be trying to kill Talking Smack.
Yeah, it's strange.
They came out with Raw Talk to try and compete with it, and Raw Talk's nowhere near as good. And now they're moving the time slots, so the whole point of Talking Smack is that you get to absorb extra information as soon as SmackDown's over. You go to Talking Smack and you hear more stuff.
Yeah.
But now there's going to be, you watch SmackDown and there's an hour of watching Cruiserweights and then there's Talking Smack.
I mean, I get it. It gives them a little bit more time to prep instead of finishing the show and going live immediately, right?
Yeah.
You know, if there's any tech problems, if there's any of this, there's any of that, it gives them that hour of time to kind of, you know, figure out what they're gonna say, get everything prepped.
Yeah.
I get it, but I mean, I liked being able to watch SmackDown and then go immediately over and be like, okay, talking smack. Like,
Yeah, and like
if I'm not in the mood to watch cruiserweights, then
yeah, well, it just kind of ruins the flow because you go from one SmackDown. Right now, you go from SmackDown to another SmackDown show. But when 205 comes out, it's going to be like SmackDown, Cruiserweight, SmackDown again. Yeah. So, and plus, now it's going to be going on at like, what, 11 o'clock?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know about...
I don't know if they're just trying to get it like late night. They're going to have like Leno on, you know.
just start cussing. That's when they lose PG. So you think Brian Kendrick beats Kalisto?
Yes.
During this, we're also going to be doing our official predictions, the official Cake and Violence predictions, which we'll also put on our Facebook page, which you can follow, facebook.com/CakeNDViolence. Also on Twitter, @CakeNDViolence without the A, because if we could afford the A, we wouldn't have to produce this independently.
Not wrong.
I really dug the build-up for it, though.
I agree. It's been a really good build-up. I personally think Brian Kendrick is like one of the greatest wrestlers.
Oh, anyone who's been watching the show for any amount of time will know how much of a ridiculous Brian Kendrick.
My biggest hype for Survivor Series, despite the fact that this is probably going to open the show.
Yeah.
I just want to see Sliced Bread #2. And then I can go home. I don't care after that.
Here's my thing, is I'm actually going to go Kalisto, and here's why.
Okay.
Because if I'm booking it, I have Kalisto counter the Sliced Bread #2 into the Selena Del Sol. Imagine how fucking cool that'll look. Oh, by the way, we can cuss
we
now.
can
Isn't
swear.
That cool?
Breaking the fourth wall all day, every day.
My bad. So imagine how cool that'll be, countering Selena Del Sol, or countering the Sliced Bread #2 into Selena Del Sol.
That would be cool.
They can take W205, and if they're if they're smart with it, I would take W205, and when Kalisto wins, call it SmackDown Presents WWE 205.
That makes sense.
So that way the Cruiserweights could be on SmackDown, but they don't necessarily need to be on every episode. They also have their own extra hour, kind of like Raw has, but instead of an extra hour of nothing, it's an extra hour of specific Cruiserweight action.
Giving SmackDown 3 hours essentially and Raw 3 hours. That makes sense. Yeah.
That's what I would do personally. We want to know what you guys think. So if you want to contact us, facebook.com/CakeNDViolence and Twitter, twitter.com. I think you do twitter.com/CakeNDViolence. Either way, you can search Cake ND Violence. You'll see us. We post there not as frequently as we used to, but more frequently now that we got the independent episodes. So we've been working on this for a long time. This is our little baby. This is our little baby of a show.
Not only that, this is our debut.
This is our debut.
We gotta go big.
Pyro.
That's what we can afford for college students. What do you expect?
So next match we got The Miz. So this is actually the match I'm looking the most forward to. Miz versus Sami Zayn for Intercontinental title.
I completely disagree with you.
Really?
I was hyped as fuck when it was Sami Zayn versus Ziggler. Okay. I was fucking stoked. Right. And then they were like, fuck you, here's The Miz.
See, here's the thing. I adore The Miz.
I like The Miz.
I adore him. He's currently in my top 10
But
favorites.
I was really hyped to see Ziggler Zayn.
Right.
I thought that would have been like, that to me is like a Dave Meltzer 5-star match, you know? Like, that sounds...
I feel like the thing about The Miz is that people like argue that he works too safe and whatever, he doesn't take risks and stuff. And Sami Zayn is kind of the exact opposite of that. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how they kind of play off each other.
That'd be cool.
And also,
I get the match. Like I get that it's still gonna be a fun match to see.
It'll be oh god,
I'm hyped for it, but I was way more hyped for Zayn Ziggler.
That's fair. I love The Miz, especially the thing he's got going on right now with Maurice and the IC. Like, I just love that it furthers the story that Miz loves the IC title. That's the Miz's title. He wants this title to be the most important title on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of like, ever since the brand split, he's been the most interesting part of SmackDown in my opinion.
He's definitely been up there.
So now he's having a direct SmackDown versus Raw match. And he's basically the champion of SmackDown walking in to fight Sami Zayn.
Fair enough.
I think it's just kind of interesting, and I think it'll definitely be a dope match. I love that we have and I've stated this.
I'm
before
just
on the
upset
show.
that I don't get to see Ziggler live. I guess.
That's fair.
Like,
Is he?
I
is
hope
he
they
the
throw him in
any
a
of the
pre-show.
matches?
I hope they throw him in like a pre-show match
They
or something
probably
at least.
You know,
Throw him in something.
You know, it'd be funny. So, let me book the pre-show match for you really quickly. We have
Welcome to Cole Booking.
Kurt Hawkins and Dolph Ziggler tag teaming against who's on Raw that's not doing anything right now. It's two kind of interesting people.
Dudley's.
No, the Bubba's not with the company anymore.
Oh no,
Devon is.
Devon's still with the company. Bubba's still like kind of there. They're working on an ECW show now.
Oh
For
really?
the network. Yeah, I read about it this morning.
I did not know that. I knew that Devon said his nature. Anyway, so whatever. Golden Truth. That'd be a fun match.
Yeah, I'd watch
Ziggler
that.
and Hawkins versus Golden Truth. That'd be a fun pre-show
I'd watch
match.
it.
There you go. Welcome. For free. You're welcome. Cole Booking. Done. I said this before on the show. I think Sami Zayn is the greatest face, possibly of all time. Because every action that he does and everything he says it progresses the story of him being a face. Every action he does, every move he does, every sell that he does progresses the story of this sympathetic character. Mm-hmm. And that, I think it was like Harley Race or someone said that a true good guy is a good guy in and out of the ring. So when they're out of the ring talking, cutting a promo, they're talking about eat your Wheaties and your vitamins, whatever. And
Eat vitamins, say your prayers.
Yeah, and then when you're
Hulk
in the
Hogan.
ring, and you're getting beat up by a bad guy, you need to not only have the Hulk up, but you also have to have the lead up to the Hulk up be believable. So that anyway, Sami Zayn I think does an amazing job of wrestling as a character. I think that's like his main strength.
I agree.
And Miz also does a great job of wrestling as a character.
He was El Generico. So,
Exactly.
I mean,
I think it'll be two really excellent character wrestlers just having a great story match.
fair enough.
And I think Sammy versus Dolph would have been a better athletic competition, but I think because we're going to see so many of those kind of matches throughout the night with all the Survivor Series matches, with all these really really talented people having just like a cluster of moves going back and forth. That's what always happens in Survivor Series. I think it'll be good to have this kind of. I think it'll be kind of like a slower pace, just a really story driven match. I'm really excited for that. Who do you think wins, Miz or Sami Zayn? Do you think Sami Zayn takes it to Raw?
I think maybe. See if what you're saying makes sense with Kalisto.
Right.
So if Kalisto wins it, then I think it's one or the other. Like it's got to be an even trade. You can't just have both titles go to one show.
Right.
So I mean, I want Kendrick to win the cruiserweight match.
Okay.
So I'm
Gonna go with Miz.
gonna go with Miz just because that just
I think Kalisto wins. I stated that already. So he brings it to SmackDown. I think that Miz will also win the IC title match. So
that'd be interesting.
I think that SmackDown will get like a little title heavy, and that'll lead to later in the night, and we'll get to the later in the night why I think SmackDown wins Survivor Series.
Fair. I mean, you're the SmackDown guy here.
I am.
You're the edge of this. I'm apparently the John Cena of this until like
Solid.
6 months
Good
ago.
All right.
Despite being the heeliest heel that ever healed a heel.
Match 4 or match what are we? 3. Match 3.
Yeah.
Team Raw. We got our computers open. We got Team Raw here. God. This is the match I'm the second least excited for.
Okay.
Because I hate 10 on 10 elimination match. That's too many people.
In all honesty, the entire Survivor Series match premise, I've always found kind of it needs to be shooken up a little.
Yeah.
And I mean, I see what they're trying to do by throwing 3 of them at us. Thanks, Mick Foley, with your fucking triple main events.
I love Survivor. I love the Survivor Series match. I love that you can have all these champions fight for something other than the championship. And I dig that this year they're doing kind of like a brand loyalty thing. I think that's I think it's a good way to push the narrative of the brand split more.
I agree.
But I agree.
They could have done men and women's. They didn't need the tag team.
I agree. That's
they could have
100%
given us.
agree.
They could have given us another 2 title matches. Essentially,
it would have been more interesting to have, say, instead of even just having a title match, you just have the New Day versus Heath Slater and Rhino.
I would have watched that.
That'd be
awesome.
because you could have Rhino versus Big E and Heath Slater versus Xavier Woods, and that would be the tag team match, and then Kofi'd be outside being Mr. Gacho #Gacho ass.
Playing with the trombone name I can't think of.
Super God, was it Francine 2 Turbo Edition?
Francesca
2 Turbo, which solid Street Fighter reference to Xavier Woods. Have you watched any Up Up Down Down, by the way?
A little, yeah.
It is so funny. Like some of
Xavier Woods throws in
hysterical.
Xavier Woods throws in a lot of really nerdy references,
It's
and
excellent.
I love it. Like their Mania entrance was them dressed as Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, they were Saiyans coming out of a giant box of cereal. God. Man, let me get your opinion on this. I was talking to someone else about this the other day. Let me get your opinion on this. The New Day. Do you find them stale yet?
No.
No?
No.
I do. I think they should.
I think their catchphrases are getting a little stale.
Yeah.
Like, they need to switch that up. But in terms of them being them, they seem to just switch it up on, like, a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like, they seem to keep bringing something fresh. I mean, despite the catchphrases being kind of old now. But, I mean, like, it's a catchphrase, you know? It would be like The Rock coming out and not going, finally.
Yeah.
You know?
I just, like, they need to lose the titles. Can we agree on that?
I think they need to beat Demolition, then they need to... Because they've been hyping that for so long that
I think it almost makes the story more interesting if they don't beat Demolition.
They need to beat Demolition by, like, a day, and then they need to drop them to, like, anybody else.
I hate that.
When the New Day started, I hated the New Day.
Right.
I found them, like, boring, just the way WWE had them as, like, you know... I don't even know what their gimmick was.
Like
it was just like blatantly racist.
Yeah, the
that's all I
choir
know.
gimmick or whatever.
Yeah. And then they turned into like these uber nerdy, whatever they are.
Yeah,
now.
well, they're just kind of like
these uber nerdy fucking unicorns.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because that's how pro wrestling works.
I think honestly they should have lost. I think they should have lost titles to the club like 2 pay-per-views ago. Whenever that last thing was, they should have lost to the club. I think they should lose it to Sheamus and Cesaro before they beat Demolition's record. Our tech has announced that we've been going on 17 minutes, and I know that. You don't think I'm a professional as I yell at you while I'm on record? I'm staying on topic. I'm allowed to do this as part of Cake and Violence. It's the on-running bit. Hashtag on-running bit. Hashtag tweet us more.
Please.
Because the New Day as champions, I think if they got, because they're like whatever, their storyline currently is they want to beat Demolition's record.
Yeah.
So I think that the more logical thing is to have them not beat it by like a slight margin, and that puts massive heat on whoever beats them.
You know what I think?
What up?
I think they tie it by the same day.
Okay.
And lose to a returning Demolition.
Isn't half of Demolition dead?
I don't know. Probably.
I think let's find out.
That's a good question.
Really quickly. Demolition.
I don't know. Some form of demolition.
Demolition WWF. I'm pretty sure one of them is dead. Axe, Smash, and Crush. I'm almost positive Crush is dead. Crush is dead. That's a thing. Smash is up. And Axe is up. All right, cool. Demolition. Let's do it.
Booked.
As I just peaked the audio with clapping. Here's what I say. So this is me throwing it. This is just a complete fantasy booking. I don't even know if this is a good idea because I haven't thought it through yet. So Enzo and Cass turn heel.
That would be cool.
Right?
I dig that. They were heel when they first started in NXT, and I really dug it.
Right?
Like, they played good heels.
Because on Raw, there's no credible threat. We killed the club. The Shining Stars don't matter. Sheamus and Cesaro no longer matter because they kind of killed that whole situation. And the New Day are faces. So there's no credible threat. So I don't want to turn Enzo and Cass heel because I feel like there's a better solution. I feel like they've written themselves in a corner, and I think that'd just be like an interesting thing to do.
Yeah, I feel like when they finally get stale, like when the crowd stops chanting soft and they're like, boo.
Yeah.
Then turn them heel.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, you know what? This whole audience is SAWFT.
Do you think the crowd will ever get sick of doing that chant? Because I don't think they never got sick of the New Age Outlaws. I don't think. I can't recollect when they did. You know who could come and take the titles from the New Day? You know who could?
Cake and Violence?
Yes, but more accurately, I'm thinking of another recurring joke. beer, money. We're hitting all the greatest hits, all in the first episode because we got to keep
Cake
branding
and Violence
alive.
comeback tour.
We got to keep branding alive.
Unfortunately, Bobby Roode is in WWE and Storm's doing that whole. I don't even know what they're called. Like the. I can't think
What's
of it.
Storm doing right now? I didn't
Storm's
know
in a tag team with Bram and Kingston.
He's in a what with who? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Him and Bram, rather?
Yeah.
The Death Count Council?
Yeah.
Holy crap, that sounds cool.
I know, right?
Wait, pardon me.
Yeah, they came out with like masks and they like attacked people. It was cool as shit.
Okay, listen. TNA, we're gonna have an entire other episode on you. But that's really fucking cool. All right. Fair. Moving on.
Anyways, back to Survivor Series.
Who do you think wins that match, the tag team match? Team Raw or Team SmackDown?
Does it matter?
It doesn't, but who do you think wins? For the
Well,
sake of posterity.
Raw.
I have to go SmackDown because American Alpha's on it.
I mean, I was gonna say that, but I had a feeling you were gonna say SmackDown, so I gotta be the heel here and say Raw.
Breeze Dango is hilarious.
Breeze Dango as the fashion police is the
Hysterical.
greatest thing ever. That needs to get over.
They're so good.
Hard.
American Alpha is just excellent.
I agree with you.
I like the Usos. Everyone else hates them. I like the Usos.
I like heel Usos. I was so tired of face Usos.
Yeah,
like
I
they were
agree.
boring.
They weren't doing anything.
I
dig the heel Usos though.
and now they're like, snapping knees and whatnot.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I love that's the thing that they snap people's knees.
yeah, it's
And I love Heath Slater. And I've always had a soft spot for Rhino. So
Yeah,
I gotta
Rhino.
vote Rhino.
back to my ECW love days.
Vote Rhino if you live in Michigan. Is that still going on? Is he still running for any kind of office?
Yeah, I think so.
Or his election? We're Canadian. If anyone watching this doesn't know. All right, we got the women now.
The women.
The women. We got Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. Charlotte, Bayley, Nia Jax, Alicia Fox, and Sasha Banks with Dana Brooke versus Team SmackDown: Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, Carmella, and Naomi with Natalya. Can I point out why?
There's no women's title match going on.
That makes sense because Survivor Series. There's also no world title, so I'm not upset about that.
I'm actually very upset of the lack of championship matches. Like that kind of bugs me.
It's just because it shakes up the formula.
I agree.
Because it's like pay-per-view, title match. Next pay-per-view, title match. We're gonna have Night of Champions where every title will be defended, unlike every other pay-per-view where every title gets defended.
Fair enough.
I like that.
I get what you're saying.
We get to. It's almost like a vacation. We're just having like a fun little brand war thing.
Yeah.
Which will kind of be fun for me.
I'll be there. I'll be stoked.
Oh, dude, Cake and Violence live hype. I don't get so. Why is Nikki Bella the team? Did I miss? Why is Nikki Bella the team captain when Natalya was originally the team captain? Didn't she go to Daniel Bryan and say she wanted to be the team captain?
Excuse me. If I'm not mistaken, Natalya's role in it was this whole like, you're gonna keep the team together, which sounds like a captain.
Right.
But because Nikki Bella's the most over.
Because it makes way more sense for Nikki Bella to be the captain than Natalya.
I agree.
Natalya is. Sorry, Natty, you don't matter.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Yeah,
about Natalya.
get your husband healthy, and then you might matter.
Man, you know what's upsetting about that? It seems right now that Tyson Kidd might never be able to wrestle again, and that
really
sucks
depressing.
because I love Tyson Kidd's wrestling.
Yeah, Tyson Kidd. Yeah, I'm really bummed about that.
Speaking of really sad news, we're getting sidetracked. Team Raw, Team SmackDown women. Who do you think?
I'm gonna go with SmackDown.
Funny enough, I was actually gonna say Raw.
Really?
That's actually funny. We did not plan that. Did you hear about Vader?
Yeah.
For all those watching at home who don't know, Big Van Vader it's been announced by him that he apparently only has 2 years to live.
That's what
which is
doctors tell him.
Extremely sad. He's had a bad week. He was in a car crash. His car rolled over like 2 or 3 times, and now he's got heart problems that might cause him to be dead in 2 years. So, best wishes to Vader.
Yeah, Cake and Violence send our.
We send our condolences and positive energy and good vibes, and we love you, Vader. I'm sorry.
Sell me a replica mask. Cool on Cake and Violence.
I'm sorry that I was ever mad at you for being mean to Will Ospreay. So I let my mark get in the way of everything. I'm sorry. All right. Getting into what, in my opinion, is actually the main event, and we'll get to.
I agree.
Every problem with the match after this. Team Raw, Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Seth Rollins versus Team SmackDown, AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Shane McMahon.
With James Ellsworth as
as the mascot, as they're calling him.
James Ellsworth needs to get hit by a truck. Because I'm very tired of James Ellsworth.
I was actually supposed to say I'm enjoying how James Ellsworth.
I've enjoyed it to this part.
It's very much like Mikey Whipwreck. I'm a fan of it.
I agree. I liked Mikey Whipwreck.
Right.
I don't know if it's just his face that bugs me.
Mm-hmm.
Like he needs to quite literally grow a chin, because not
That's
having
a chin such a wonderfully punchable face. I love it.
I agree. I mean, I like him as like. I like what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that he's beat AJ Styles twice. That bugs the shit out of me because he's just some nobody from nowhere and now he's beaten a world champion twice. Like, I don't like that storyline. I like him.
That's fair.
I don't like the storyline.
That's fair. I don't mind it because it just because the audience is behind James Ellsworth.
I agree. He's like an everyman. They can identify with him. He has like an Offspring tattoo for whatever reason because they matter apparently.
We love you, Offspring. I love the Offspring.
I like the Offspring too, but I mean, I can't think of a time when, other than you and I, that they were relevant in any way whatsoever.
I'm sure he got it in the 90s when it was a good idea to get an Offspring tattoo.
Maybe. I hope so. If you got that like 8 weeks ago, James, like there's some problem.
So here's the thing for me. It's hard for me to predict who wins this because Team SmackDown looked the best going into the pay-per-view.
I agree.
And historically that means they're going to lose.
Yes.
But Team Raw is stacked.
Yeah.
It's like every main eventer for the past year.
They got like Owens, Jericho, Roman, Braun, Seth. If they all come out with scarves, I'm gonna mark because
oh my god,
funny.
that'd be hysterical.
I will laugh hysterically. They have Braun Strowman. That's
the thing is that
that's
they
the
don't
thing.
really have
they
a counter.
They have the monster.
Do you think that Bray Wyatt being on Team SmackDown will affect Braun Strowman at all?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a thing.
Okay.
I feel like Bray's going to do some mind whatever, and Braun's just going to, like, adhere to his will and just murder Team Raw.
Do you think, here's what I think might happen, is I think, because it's weird to me that Daniel Bryan was good to the team, and he was like, we can't have The Miz because The Miz is not a team player. So we're going to get Randy Orton, who, by his own admission, does not play well with others. We're going to get Bray Wyatt, and we're going to get Baron Corbin, the Lone Wolf. These all seem like team players, but fuck The Miz, am I right? And now we got Shane McMahon. Shane, I love you. I love you dearly, all right? I was a big fan of you when I was a kid.
I just want to see him jump off something high in real life. That's all I want, Shane.
He jumps off of Braun Strowman.
If you jump off Braun Strowman, it'll be the greatest pay-per-view ever.
You know what? I agree with that. Here's what I think might happen. I think Braun, because every Survivor Series match has to have that moment of where everything has to have that moment where some people like leave without getting eliminated, right? Okay. So
yeah,
I think Bray literally like they set up and Bray's the last one to enter, and he like before he gets in the ring just goes like fuck this, and then just like looks at Braun, pulls one of these, and Braun just falls him to the back. And just Bray and Braun out of the equation.
Goes to black. Luke Harper appears, like, hits Braun with the spinning elbow thing, which name I can't think of.
The discus clothesline?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Braun's just done. And then they just, like, sacrifice him and bring him to the back all Kane style.
Because they've spent so much time making Braun an unstoppable monster that if they just murder that all at once, it's kind of like...
I don't think they're going to murder it. I feel like the only people that
takes him out with one elbow, that kind of fucks him over.
Fair.
I love Luke Harper.
I think it's going to be mind games that are going to eliminate Braun.
That I agree. I agree with that. All right, last thing of the day.
Anyways, we didn't say our predictions for that.
Oh,
one.
right. Raw versus. So who do you think wins? I think Raw wins.
I also think Raw wins because their jobs depend on it, and also I want
Team SmackDown's souls depend on it though.
That's what I was gonna say. I want to see Team SmackDown lose and Taker just murder them.
Can you imagine if Taker just like appears and just like choke slams literally all of them?
He said he's back. He on the weirdest cutting edge I've ever seen because Edge asked like a question. He was there for like 8 seconds. It was
that's always kind of been the cutting edge though. Like
he just kind of stood off to the side. It was like, why did Edge fly?
But did you see Edge? He had the full beard and the long hair. I was marking, man.
Yeah, I mean Edge has always been my favorite.
I love
Edge.
All right.
I say Team Raw as well because I want to see Team SmackDown get murdered by The Undertaker, whose career will no longer be defined by WrestleMania.
That was a good line.
Yeah.
I like everything they did with Undertaker on
Agreed.
SmackDown. Anyone who disagrees
I
with
like
me can
all
fight
of
me.
this SmackDown. Like, this SmackDown was solid.
I have loved SmackDown.
I've loved every SmackDown since the
I agree. There hasn't been a bad SmackDown.
Brand split.
There's been a shitload of bad Raws, but there's not been a bad SmackDown.
Agreed.
All right. Main event in Toronto. It's going to get, in my opinion, booed out of the building. 100%. Brock Lesnar is fighting Goldberg. Do you care? I don't. Sorry. I tried. I can't. I've never liked Goldberg. I've never liked Brock Lesnar. I don't care.
I liked Goldberg as a kid back when I was a WCW kid. That was a thing.
Yeah.
I was a WCW kid.
I was
and then
too.
it went under.
Yeah. I was a Jericho guy though.
I was also a Jericho guy.
So like as soon as he left, I was just like, fuck this. I don't like Goldberg. I've never liked Goldberg.
I liked Goldberg as a kid. He was okay. Now I have access to the internet, so I know he's kind of a douche.
Yeah.
I say he gets murdered in front of his wife and children.
Here's what I said. Fantasy booking to round this out. Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg lasts 5 minutes. Brock Lesnar murks him like he did Randy Orton, brain fluid in front. He goes to the barricade and he takes him. He puts his head, like this is the barricade. He takes his head here and just goes like, boom!
Right in front of his son.
And like points his face like he's freaking Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat at his son. Like looks him dead in the eyes while he's like sweating and red and just like, yeah. And like throws him to the ground, walks in the ring and gets a count out. Doesn't even pin him. Just bang, knockout, walks into the ring.
Murders him in front of his son.
Yeah. And then
the entire pay-per-view closes with Goldberg's son just crying.
No, but that is a shot you need to get, WWE, if this happens. From the crowd behind Brock Lesnar, a man in a sweatshirt runs into the ring, grabs him, locks him in the Coquita clutch. Holy shit, Samoa Joe!
Oh,
Samoa Joe knocks Brock Lesnar the fuck out. Grabs him from behind, puts him in the Unbreakable Taz mission, knocks him the fuck out.
I will mark.
Yeah, and
really
that's how you bring him to the main roster. That's how you set up Brock Lesnar for a Royal Rumble match. That's how you set up Brock Lesnar for a WrestleMania match. You have Samoa Joe beat Brock Lesnar clean at Mania because he now slayed the beast and you've made a career. Done. You make a star out of Samoa Joe.
Now, as much as I agree with all of that,
go ahead.
I say Shinsuke. I say Shinsuke loses at TakeOver, and Shinsuke does it because then that rekindles the beef they had in New Japan. I say Shinsuke.
I think just because I feel like there's more for Shinsuke to do in NXT, and I feel like there's nothing for Joe to do in NXT anymore.
Fair.
Like, even if he wins the title again, like, the most he does is, like, fight Bobby Roode, and there's not really anything there. But Shinsuke...
Or Bobby Roode comes out of nowhere. He's from Toronto. People will mark fucking hard.
Mark hard. But I don't know. I honestly think...
I feel like something like that could happen.
And Joe's been talking... Joe and Owens are the two guys who have been talking consistently about wanting to fight...
Lesnar?
About wanting to fight Lesnar. And I think Joe has the best chance.
Agreed.
So who do you think wins, Brock or Goldberg? Are we both saying Brock? Like, that's
I think
kind of obvious,
Brock
right?
murders him just because Goldberg won in 2004 and they're kind of playing off that. And then they go to a rubber match that no one wants to see.
I don't think they need a person told me that. The guy I was talking to was like, our old friend of the show, Bishara, was talking to him, and he was...
Shout out to Bishara, because if we don't shout out to the professor on episode 1, then
we gotta hit every in-show meme. We gotta make our own.
I feel like
memes.
we're still missing some.
Probably, but we'll hit it in episode 2. Yeah, I think there's not a shot in hell that Lesnar doesn't win.
Yeah, for sure.
That's been our Survivor Series preview show. We will be going to the show. Obviously, I'm going to TakeOver. He's not, because he's a loser. I'm going to TakeOver though. So
I'm a poor college student.
I'll have information on that.
I'm a poor college student whose mommy didn't pay for the tickets here.
I paid for my tickets. Thank you very much. I paid for both mine and my brother's because it was a birthday present to him.
Fair.
Haha.
I mean, to be fair, you also paid for my Survivor Series tickets.
Yes,
so
I did, because I am the fucking king of professional wrestling, Colton. Apologies to anyone who doesn't like all the swearing in this episode. Thank you very much for watching the first independent episode.
I'm not sorry.
Thank you very much, everyone who's watching. The first episode of Cake and Violence independently is in the books. Defend Indie Wrestling. I've been your hostess with the mostest. I'm using the same joke twice because, haha, branding. I've been Cole Cake. This is Tyler Violence. We will see you next time.